Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martin Phillipson, and I'm Dean of the University of Saskatchewan College of Law. I'm delighted that we're here today for the first year welcoming ceremony. This is a special day for these students, and your presence makes it even more so. Please stand and join me in welcoming our first year students. Okay, please be seated. Welcome, students, honored guests, cloakers, family, friends, faculty and staff, and those watching online. We're excited that so many of you have joined us today as we formally welcome our first year students to the College of Law in what is, I believe, the 113th entering class. As we gather today, we acknowledge we're on Treaty 6 territory in the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respects to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place, and we reaffirm our relationship with one another. Since the time of the treaties, Canada has welcomed diverse communities whose various ancestry and global experiences enrich this heritage and add to our values of stewardship and good relations with one another. Today, more than ever, we realize the importance of our relationship with the land that we call home. The first year welcoming ceremony is a ritual marking the beginning of a new intellectual journey, one that will be both transformative and enriching for these students. Part of the ceremony involves having our first years recite the student commitment. This commitment is derived from the University of Saskatchewan's Learning Charter. The Charter is our commitment to ensuring our university is open to learning, engagement, and opportunities for all the peoples in Saskatchewan and beyond. With this sense of welcome, we recognize and appreciate the knowledge, diverse abilities, and the ways of teaching and learning that people bring with them. You will find the student commitment in your program, along with the commitments for the institution and for the faculty of the college. These commitments define the responsibilities each party holds to ensure every student receives an ideal learning experience. I also want to acknowledge how important each of you are in supporting these students, particularly the folks upstairs. You are the parents, the partners, the grandparents, the children, the family, and friends. I always say to my students that law school is a team sport, not an individual pursuit, and there is a team of people who've worked to get you this far. There's another team, and the same team will work to get you through and support you afterwards. But the support the folks upstairs have provided and the support you will continue to provide for these students is critical, and it does not go unnoticed. Thank you for being an important part of their educational journey, and I want the students to give your folks a big round of applause. Come on, let's hear it. We're proud to welcome more than 120 first-year students to the college. They come from across Canada and have a wide variety of professional backgrounds. Here are just a few, just a sample. Teachers, press secretaries, construction workers, lots and lots of legal assistants, police officers, and professional musicians. Their educational backgrounds are just as varied: neuroscience, linguistics, marketing, theology, urban planning, native studies, archaeology, journalism, mechanical engineering, women's and gender studies, economics, and music. And again, that's just a sample. And while each of these students bring a unique combination of education and life experience, I will tell you what I told them on the first day in orientation of the college. We chose them because we know they have what it takes to succeed. And now we'll begin the formal part of today's ceremony. In your program, you will find biographies for each speaker. There are also biographies for the people presenting the gowns, who we call cloakers. Please now join me in welcoming our first speaker, Joseph Netauhau, who is Cultural Advisor for the College of Law, who will bring greetings and say a blessing.
Thank you, Dean Martin. That was a very good welcome. Kitatamskat na rakio. Igoyaka upseasongani hion. I'll just say a little bit in Cree language. That's my first language until the English arrived. Then it became my second language. They took a back burner for a while, but I recovered. So now almost fully Cree story language speaker, so I use that a lot now these days. You know, it's something that I couldn't use 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And I wanted to open up just with a song. I know I've met the students here before a couple times already. We keep meeting, right? We keep running into each other, which is great. You know, it's a good start. And the song that I'd like to sing is called All One People. And it's in two languages, in Cree and in English, right? We are all one people, we all come from one creation way on high. We are all one nation under one great sky, you and I. We are all one people, we are all one color if we try. Kakio iniwa kawitsani tuyako chespemek. Pia kotawan kiche kiseko kiano. Kakio pea kwan kisenako seno utaski. So I think that's a good place to start because we're all together here, and everyone that's here is helping the process of what we call pimatsuin, you know, the life force. Getting along. Sagi hiwiwin, loving one another. I always frame things around these three things. Sakihuiwin, love, kitamagituin, empathy, ikwa, ksiwatotatuin, kindness. Those are the pillars that I was taught by old people. And the other thing that the old people also used to say was, Maamtanita, maamtanita ganapatita. Maamtanita is the ability to think, to use your mind. Maamtanita is the mind, your mind. And I know that's difficult to even explain what that is. What is mind? It's unbelievable how expansive that is, because I've been here 72 years, and I've been through hell and back, so I know the good and the bad and the ugly. I've been through it all, so I understand what that means, Ceremony for us is very humbling and very, very simple. Our old people kind of get dressed up, but they actually just throw on a breechcloth, or then they just go naked, half naked in a sweat lodge in a ceremony. They're very simple, and they just stand out on the land or sit on earth, Mother Earth. That's a ceremony. I was introduced to at 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, after 13 years of being colonized. I went right into ceremony, and I noticed that's the first thing they did. Sit down, point the pipe in different directions, pray to something. I didn't know what they were looking up at the sky, and they were speaking to something, I guess, bigger than ourselves, and I saw that. So I really appreciate that kind of training that I was brought into, but I also appreciate the English culture that was introduced to me. I can't deny it, because it's part of me. It's part of who I am. And I wanted to wrap up with just a little. Some of you here are writers, right? Some of you know writers. I depend on writers and poets. I try to be a poet sometimes, but it doesn't come out always as well as I'd like to share. So this is a little, I don't know if it's a story, but it's something Richard Wagamese wrote. You've probably heard of Richard Wagamese. He's a very prolific writer. He died too young, and he was about 65. And I spent a couple of weeks with him mentoring in Banff. And today I was talking to Valerie Arnaud, who's with the Health Sciences, and she shared this with me. I thought that's a good thing to start off, to kick off this, nothing to, like I sometimes share too much stuff that's sensitive to me, and that doesn't feel good to me sometimes because it's the past, right? And it's difficult. And I don't want to go there today, so I'll just share something that an old friend of mine wrote for the world. All that we are is story. From the moment we are born to the time we continue on our spirit journey, we are involved in the creation of the story of our time here. It is what we arrive with. It is all we leave behind. We are not the things we accumulate. We are not the things we deem important. We are story. All of us. What comes to matter then is the creation of the best possible story we can while we're here. Let me read that again. What comes to matter then is the creation of the best possible story we can while we're here. Sounds a little off. You, me, us together. When we can do that, and we take the time to share those stories with each other, we get bigger inside. We see each other. We recognize our kinship. We change the world one story at a time. Richard Wagamese. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, as hard as it is.
If you get the chance when you see Joseph afterwards, check out his shoes. He wears those shoes every year, and I covet those shoes, and I'm not a shoe horse, but I love those shoes. Anyway, thank you, Joseph. This event would not be possible without the sponsorship of McDougall Gawley LLP. The firm has provided a 10-year financial commitment to help make this ceremony a memorable event for our students and their supporters. Today we have with us Michael Malani, KC, who's chair of the executive committee of McDougall Gawley LLP, and he's also currently working at the college as the Estate Chair in Business Law. Please welcome Michael Malani.
Thank you very much, Martin. Good afternoon, everyone, honored guests. It's really a delight that I'm here today on behalf of our law firm to help support this ceremony. I was thinking about the timing and the dates that Martin mentioned. By my rough math, our law firm is about 20 years older than the College of Law. We've been around 130 some years. And there's really many reasons why we want to support this ceremony, but frankly, we have been the beneficiary of the great lawyers that have come out of this college. They became our articling students and our young lawyer associates and our partners, and many found their way onto the courts of Saskatchewan and across the country. So this really is an opportunity for us to give thanks back to the college. A lot of things have changed since I became a student here. Our welcoming ceremony consisted of standing in line and being told to move more quickly. Now, maybe somebody said good luck that day, I don't remember that, but as with many things, this really is a change for the better, and this ceremony is a wonderful way for the parents to celebrate and also to welcome our new students. And in 32 months, all of you will come out of this place with your Doctor of Laws, and you'll gain many things, including long-time friendships. And that really, in many ways, is as important as the detailed law you will learn. I can also tell you from having practiced now for 45 years that this law school is as good as any in the country, and the degree you get from here is second to none. And so I congratulate you, I welcome you, and I know that you're going to enjoy your time here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. I now want to invite the Honourable Robert Lura, Chief Justice of Saskatchewan, to bring greetings from Saskatchewan's Court of Appeal.
Thank you, Martin, distinguished guests. I'm delighted to bring best wishes on behalf of the Court of Appeal for Saskatchewan to the University of Saskatchewan class of 2018 and their families. 8 of the 10 judges of the Court of Appeal are graduates of this college. It therefore holds a very special place in the hearts of all of us. Now, many speakers will follow me, so let me make one simple point. It is this: to validate your choice to pursue a law degree. It seems almost redundant to say this, but it's obviously an important day for all of you. It's an important milestone. It's not easy to get into law school. You each have varied backgrounds. Some of you will have struggled mightily to be here today. Regardless, you've accomplished much simply by doing so. But this is an important day for a much larger reason. It is this: the choice you have made to pursue a law degree is an important and a good one. In the next 3 years, you will learn some technical details about many laws, and to this very limited extent, law school might be equated to vocational training. But a law degree provides so much more than that. Most of all, you will learn to think like a lawyer. Now, some quick wits may attempt to view this in a negative light, but I see it very differently. A well-trained lawyer, and I'm confident that you will receive that kind of training, thinks critically. That person is broad-minded. They learn to rely on evidence, not assumption. They make decisions based on reason, not passion or prejudice. A properly schooled lawyer learns that the context within which society makes its rules, the laws, operate, have been made, and might be reformed. They also learn to be objective or detached within the boundaries of what an individual can achieve. Even more concretely, it's impossible to come away from the study of law without appreciating that most issues have many dimensions. Through your studies, you will come to appreciate even more than you likely do that very little is black and white. I expect that most of you will use your law degree as I did, that is, as a gateway to the profession of the practice of law. Some of you may now or in the future decide to use your legal education in other ways, whether it be to teach, in business, to work as a journalist, to serve in public office, and so on. In this regard, a law degree provides a platform to contribute to society in many, many different ways. However you choose to use your law degree, however, given today's increasingly polarized world, it has never been more important to learn to think like a lawyer. I wish you nothing but the best for your studies. I hope you have a terrific 3 years. I'm confident that you will, and I'm also confident that you'll flourish in your future, whatever that may hold.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice Lura. I'll now welcome the Honourable Martel Popescu, Chief Justice of the Court of King's Bench, who will bring greetings on behalf of that court.
Let me begin by thanking Dean Phillipson and the College of Law for inviting me to speak on this incredible, special, and momentous day. I'm deeply proud to be a graduate of the University of Saskatchewan's College of Law. I sat, more or less, where you are sitting 49 Septembers ago when I began my own journey here. Time, as you will learn, goes by very quickly. Much has changed since then. Today, everyone has a cell phone and a laptop, and most legal research is done online with a $7 latte in hand, I presume. Back then, there was no Charter of Rights and Freedoms or AI-powered legal assistance. Marijuana was illegal. COVID-19 was still a half century away. Gerald Ford was the President of the United States, and Trudeau was the Prime Minister. And I don't mean Justin, Pierre Trudeau. Some things have changed, but one of the things that has not is that the College of Law remains one of the best law schools in Canada, and I am absolutely honored to have been part of it, and so should you. As I thought about what I should say today to you, I reflected on my time in law school and the path my legal career has taken. And I'd like to leave you with two thoughts, one about reputation and the other about the bonds that you will form in your years ahead. Being accepted into law school is a remarkable achievement. You arrive here with diverse backgrounds and personalities, but today marks something of a renaissance. You're no longer who you were before, whether that was a class clown, the debate champion, or the, I'll say, Kool-Aid guzzling legend of your neighborhood. You are now a law student, and in just 3 short years, you will be preparing to enter the legal profession. Law school is not simply an extension of your undergraduate degree, it is the first step in your professional lives. As Professor Kingsfield famously said in The Paper Chase, which I'm sure you have all watched more than once, you come here with a skull full of mush and you leave thinking like a lawyer. And I think that that is a fair statement. From this moment forward, you are building your professional reputation, and that reputation will follow you, for better or for worse, throughout your entire career. A strong reputation earns you the respect of judges, colleagues, and clients. It opens the door, it smooths paths, it's an asset beyond measure. So develop it, protect it, and never take it for granted. The second thing is what I'll call law school bonding. Over the next 3 years, you will work hard, and as we used to say, play hard. You'll experience stress, joy, doubt, pride, fatigue, and probably a touch of existential crisis. But you won't be alone. You'll be going through all of this side by side with the people in this very room. The bond you form through shared experiences, especially through challenges, is powerful. Some of your classmates will become your closest lifelong friends. My class, for example, has produced many of the top lawyers in this province, 2 other justices of the Court of King's Bench, several provincial court judges, a Chief Justice of the Court of Appeal, and, not insignificantly, my spouse. So, enjoy, cherish, and respect the people around you. They are your community now. In my day, failure rates after first-year law school was quite high. First-year law students were told, this is true, look to your left, look to your right. At the end of first year, one of those 2 people won't be there. Fortunately, as I said earlier, times have changed, and if you work hard and work smart, there's no reason to fail. Now, a more appropriate epitaph would be, look to your left, look to your right. Both of these people are your classmates and likely to become lifelong friends and colleagues. Let me leave you with this. Don't get too mired in the mud. You'll probably be overwhelmed at times. You'll wrestle with difficult concepts, tight deadlines, and sleepless nights. But don't let that obscure the bigger picture. You have an extraordinary opportunity before you, one that will shape your future in ways you can't imagine. Take it all in, make friends, be curious, ask hard questions, learn everything you can. You'll be better for it. My years at the College of Law were some of the best years of my life, and I hope that the same will hold true for you. The road ahead will not be easy, but it will be worth it. Welcome to the College of Law. Good luck, be safe, enjoy the journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Justice Popescu. And now I'd like to welcome the Honourable Shannon Metivier, Chief Judge of the Provincial Court of Saskatchewan, who will now speak on behalf of her court.
Good afternoon. As Dean Phillipson said, my name is Shannon Metivier, and I'm the Chief Judge of the Provincial Court of Saskatchewan. Last year I came to this event. I called myself the Chief Justice of Saskatchewan, and that was the first guy you heard speak. This year I vowed to do better. It's a privilege to be here today to welcome you to law school. As you start this new chapter, I want to share a few pieces of advice that I wish someone had told me when I was in your shoes. First off, interacting with people, especially your classmates, is just as important to your legal education as reading cases and writing exams. I was painfully shy in law school. I attended my classes, tried to avoid eye contact with others, and socialized with a small circle of friends, many of whom I had known since high school. Looking back, I wish I had truly understood that socializing and building relationships is essential to the practice of law. If you are inherently shy, like me, make an effort to stretch outside of your comfort zone. Maybe ask someone for coffee or stick around after class to chat with other students. If you are not shy like me, lucky you, perhaps you could try to strike up a conversation with a quiet classmate. Second, go to a Sawyer Brown cabaret if you have the chance. In between first and second year, I passed up an opportunity to go to a cabaret because I thought it was more important to get an early start on my summer job. Apparently, my friends had the time of their lives, and they rubbed it in for years. Remember, you have your entire lives to practice law, so don't miss out on other fun experiences. Third, let's talk about why upper year students appear more relaxed. By now, you have probably discovered that law school can be tough. The workload piles up fast, and it can feel like there just aren't enough hours in a day to get everything done. A lot of the stress in the first year comes from the pressure that you put on yourself to keep up with all of it, all of the time. Upper year students tend to stress less because they have discovered that you don't need to figure it all out right away. You learn to prioritize, to focus on the most important tasks, and that perfection isn't possible or required. Law school is a marathon, not a sprint, so take a deep breath and relax. Finally, stay open to new possibilities. Whether you think you know exactly where your career is headed or have no clue at all, both are perfectly okay. Life is all about exploration. Sign up for a broad range of classes, take time to watch court proceedings, read professional publications, talk to lawyers who practice in different fields of law. Commit yourself fully to whatever role you take on, whether that's a position on the LSA, law review, or a summer job. If it turns out not to be the right fit, fulfill your obligation and then don't be afraid to move on. You will learn from each experience and eventually find your place in the legal profession. And trust me, you all belong here. Congratulations and welcome to law school.
So this is my 10th one of these, and I think I'd heard everything, but I hadn't heard Sawyer Brown Cabaret once before, so thanks for that, Shannon. I should point out to those who aren't familiar with this that the College of Law enjoys a remarkably strong relationship with the bench and the bar in this province, probably the strongest of any law school in the country, as is evidenced by the fact that the two Chief Justices and the Chief Judge take their time out of their very busy schedules to come here and welcome. That wouldn't happen, I think, at almost any other law school in the country. Likewise, we also have a fantastic relationship with the Law Society of Saskatchewan. Again, I think this law school has the best relationship of any law school in the country with its regulator. And I am privileged to serve on the board of directors as a bencher of the Law Society of Saskatchewan by statute. And on that note, I will welcome a former student of mine, of whom there are many in the room, but a former student of mine, Adam Tuohy, who is representing the Law Society of Saskatchewan. President Adam Tuohy.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. It is my distinct pleasure to bring greetings today on behalf of the Law Society of Saskatchewan. The Law Society regulates the practice of law in the province. In doing so, it is committed to increasing access to justice, advancing truth and reconciliation, increasing equity, diversity, and inclusion, and promoting a culture of wellness amongst its members. I started law school here 22 years ago. I was 20 years old. I wore flannel shirts with baggy blue jeans and had bleach blonde frosted tips. And if you're thinking to yourself that that might not have been fashionable in 2003, you would be correct. But fashion choices aside, law school was 3 of the best years of my life. I met friends in my Section 2 group that remain close friends of mine to this day. I met my wife in law school. And although you all won't have that same experience, odds are a couple of you will. But beyond the relationships and friendships, I can tell you that the law school experience is unique, unlike any other. It will challenge how you think. It will stretch you in ways you may not yet imagine. And over the next 3 years, law school will equip you with tools that will create endless opportunities for you once you graduate, one of which is articling and practicing law in the province of Saskatchewan, something I hope many of you will consider. At its core, the practice of law is a profession of helping others. We enter the profession to serve others, whether by solving legal problems, advocating for justice, or guiding individuals and organizations through difficult moments. This work can provide you with a great sense of satisfaction, but it can also be difficult and demanding. And if I can make one suggestion to you today, it is that as you begin your journey towards helping others, make sure that you take care of yourself. You do not need to go it alone. Not only do you have hundreds of classmates and family who are here to provide support, but you are lucky to be surrounded across this province by lawyers who are almost always willing to give their time to provide support and mentorship. You don't need to look any further than this room to find lawyers who are not just good lawyers, but good people. And I would strongly encourage you to seek out their support and mentorship as you begin your legal journey. On behalf of the Law Society, I wish you the very best. Congratulations and good luck.
What's wrong with baggy jeans and frosted tips? There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I represent that remark. Thank you, Adam, for those remarks. We're grateful to be joined today by Dr. Vince Bruni-Bossio, Interim Provost and Vice President Academic, and the incoming President of the University of Saskatchewan in January. We feel very fortunate to have Dr. Bruno Bossio with us today, and I'd like him to come to the stage and deliver some remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be here today. Wow, lots of people here. It's wonderful to see everybody here. I'd like to take a moment to thank Elder Joseph Natauhau for opening the event with his blessing. Thank you. You always do start us off in a good way with your wisdom. I'm very grateful. Welcome to all the students, faculty, staff, and special guests. Thank you to our speakers today. I think the greetings really demonstrate the importance of the College of Law in our broader community, the fact that you're all here and you're offering your wisdom. So today, we have the honor of celebrating our first-year law students. Students, what you're about to embark on is a journey here of a lifetime at the University of Saskatchewan and the College of Law. And right about now, you might be asking yourself, what is this University of Saskatchewan about? What is this College of Law about? So I thought I might try to answer these questions today. Firstly, I want to state that at the University of Saskatchewan, high-quality teaching and learning experiences are critical and an incredibly important part of our mission. Across Saskatchewan and beyond, USask is known for delivering one of the widest arrays of academic and professional programs in Canada. We are also a proud member of Canada's prestigious U15 research-intensive university and our universities, and our great reputation is enhanced by our innovative, impactful research, scholarly, and artistic works. We also take great pride in being the university that connects with communities all across Saskatchewan. And if you're new to Saskatchewan or new to Saskatoon, I hope you'll take the time to get to know the beauty of the landscapes that exist in this province and in this city. Now to answer the question, what is the College of Law about? Well, you heard today the College of Law has a history that goes back to 1912 when it was formed. Since that time, it's been a shining example of innovative programming to serve student needs, such as the creation of the Indigenous Law Center in 1979, which was one of the first of its kind in Canada at that time. A more recent example of program innovation is the USask Center for Forensic Behavioral Science and Justice Studies that provides insight into crime prevention and the health and mental health needs of individuals entering the justice system. As you've understood from today, we also have many extraordinary alumni who've gone on to influence the legal profession in Canadian society, including Canada's 13th Prime Minister, the Honourable John Diefenbaker, Canada's 24th Governor General, 3 former Supreme Courts of Canada justices, 2 former premiers, the first Indigenous lawyer to be called to the bar in Western Canada. I would be remiss if I didn't mention all of the people in the front line here, I believe, are alumni, and that's incredible. So, recent examples of student success at the College of Law are showcased by the USask law students from the past academic year, having been successful in national mute competitions and an internal negotiation competition, and receiving accolades for their work and potential as future lawyers in Canada. More recently, College of Law graduate Kennedy Marley was selected as one of the 11 Rhodes Scholars in Canada to go to Oxford. This is an incredibly prestigious scholarship for us to have received in the College of Law. You've heard about the donations that continue to support student opportunities here. The donation by McDougall Golly was cited as an example by Dean Phillipson, but there are many examples. So my reasoning in relaying these wonderful examples of program innovation, student success, donations, and incredible careers is to highlight the magic of this college. The College of Law is a place where people get the skills and experiences they need to inspire change, to ensure people are treated fairly in our society, and to uphold democracy. And we hope and expect that each student here today will use their training to make the world a better place for all. So to my original question, what is the College of Law all about? It's really about you, the students. It's about you following the footsteps of many who came before you to pursue your dreams as being lawyers, legal professionals, and change makers. And as you go forward, I want you to know your work is integral to our mission of being the university the world needs, because you are the students Saskatchewan and Canada needs. You are the shining examples of how our university is providing value to society, which is integral at a time when universities are being questioned about the value they bring to society. But we are confident that through your high-level training you receive here, combined with your exemplary values, that you will in fact make the world a better place for all. To support you in your work, under our Dean, Martin Phillipson, we will continue to strive to make the College of Law campus in Saskatoon a welcome place for you, where you can pursue your personal and professional goals confidently and get the skills you need. And as Dean Martin Phillipson stated, I'd like to thank the alumni and donors here and abroad today, faculty and staff for your commitment to these students, the supporters, the friends and family for all that you do. These students do need you. And a special thank to Dean Martin Phillipson for all the work he does, which many of you may see or may not see, and for his commitment to the University of Saskatchewan as well, broadly, which has been unparalleled. So we thank him. And back to you, students, I thank you for choosing the College of Law at the University of Saskatchewan. I know you will go on to do amazing things, to be the voice of those who need it, and to create meaningful change for causes bigger than any of us can imagine. And I look forward to seeing the contribution you will make. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Oh no, Katie, I'm going off script just for a second. I always go off script. We're incredibly proud of the very famous people who've gone through the school, the prime ministers, the Supreme Court judges, but I say it every event, and I do mean to say it today. We're also incredibly proud of those graduates you've never heard of, who served their communities, served their clients without fanfare, without fuss, but made a real difference in the lives of their communities. We're just as proud of those as we are of the famous ones, and I want you to remember that. We have 5,500 living alumni. You're going to join 5,500 living alumni who every day make contributions to their communities and to their clients, and that's meaningful stuff, very meaningful stuff. As has already been mentioned, you will try and have to advise people at some of the most difficult times in their lives. Am I going to get divorced? Am I going to go to jail? Am I going to go bankrupt? Am I going to get deported? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are incredibly difficult life decisions. And we give you a skill set so you can help people through those decisions. So ask, and to the rest of the room, I always ask two questions of first years when they show up. I say, where are you from? And why'd you go to law school? And I say, there's no right answer to the second question. And everybody says, oh, well, you know, you think this is trite, but I actually want to help people. But no, law is a helping and caring profession. It helps people in their hardest times. You translate complicated gobbledygook into stuff that people can understand and help them make good decisions. So law is a helping and caring profession. And yeah, you could become Prime Minister. You could become Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The world is your oyster, but if you just, I say, serve your clients and serve your community, that's just as noble and significant a pursuit. All right, I'm back on message now, Katie. I'm now delighted to welcome keynote speaker, the Honourable Justice Gail Dixon. Justice Gail Dixon was appointed to the Supreme Court of British Columbia in December 2006 and the British Columbia Court of Appeal in July 2015. Prior to becoming a judge, Justice Dixon was one of the two founding partners of Dixon Murray, a Vancouver litigation firm. She received a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Laws degree in 1981 from the University of Saskatchewan and a Master of Laws degree from Cambridge University in 1989. Called to the bar in British Columbia in 1982 and the bar of Saskatchewan in 1984. She was awarded a Pegasus Scholarship in 1988, appointed Queen's Counsel in 1998, and made a Fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers in 2002. When she was a practicing lawyer, Justice Dixon acted for a wide variety of clients in both criminal and civil matters. Over the years, among other things, she was employed as a prosecutor in BC, a legal aid defense lawyer in Saskatchewan, and a member of the International Law Department in the large London, England firm of Clifford Chance. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Justice Gail Dixon.
Dean Phillipson, faculty, family, friends, and of course honored members of the first-year class of the University of Saskatchewan College of Law. I am so pleased to join the other speakers here today in welcoming the first-year class of 2025 to this wonderful institution, and to congratulate each and every one of you on your arrival here. I feel a very strong bond to this college, and I am forever grateful for the many opportunities that it has given me to lead what you have just heard has been a very varied professional life and also an incredibly satisfying professional life. I will say that this is the first welcoming ceremony of its kind that I have ever attended. As you heard from Mike, we didn't have these sorts of ceremonies back when I arrived here in 1978, when I was a child. And frankly, until I received Dean Phillipson's invitation to speak to you here today, I didn't even know that these ceremonies existed. So it was a very pleasant surprise for me to learn that this college has adopted this tradition, this ritual, if you will, to mark such an important transition in your lives. And I say that because rituals matter. They structure our experiences, and they help us to make sense of what they mean. And they also create a sense of togetherness, a sense of shared purpose and community. And they express our commitment to those purposes and our connection to one another as we join in their pursuit. So to my mind, this ceremony, which I'd never heard of before, is quite a lot like a flying up ceremony for brownies. I don't know if we have any former brownies in our midst. If so, they can tell you that at a flying up ceremony, a group of young girls who have worked very, very hard to earn very many badges are given their brownie wings. And together they fly up across a symbolic bridge to a new level of adventure and responsibility. And they're met and welcomed on the other side of that bridge by older girls who preceded them to that place. So as it turns out, although I was never formally welcomed to law school, like Mike, I was told, over there, maybe good luck, I was a brownie, and I did fly up. And I can tell you that 60 years later, I don't remember a single detail of the ceremony. But I do remember very clearly sitting on the gym floor at Prince Philip School here in Saskatoon, feeling a powerful 7-year-old sense of accomplishment and excitement about what might be coming next, and resolve to make the most of whatever that might be. And my hope is that today you might experience some adult variant of those thoughts and those feelings, and that you too will carry them with you throughout your time here at the College of Law and beyond. So, fast forward in my life, about 32 years after my flying up ceremony. And at that time, I was a busy practicing lawyer, I was a mother, I was a wife, I was tired, and one day I received a phone call from the Attorney General telling me that I had been appointed Queen's Counsel. What was then Queen's Counsel, now King's Counsel. And it was a real honor to have my work recognized in that way, and another significant transition in my life that was marked by a ceremony. And on the day of that ceremony, my husband gave me a gift. And the gift was a framed plaque that I kept on my desk at the office from that point on. And the plaque said, "Hard work got me where I am today. Where am I?" And so what I want to do is to spend the next few minutes offering a few thoughts on some possible answers to those questions as they apply at this point in your lives. Now, you're going to see or hear that they're rather repetitive of some of the things that you've already heard, and that's really not surprising. They are important things that repetition hopefully will help to embed firmly in your minds. So where are you? And how did you get here? And I also want to reflect on a couple of follow-up questions. There are also the obvious questions that some of the previous speakers have spoken about, and that is, where are you going? And what will you do when you get there? So to start, where are you? Well, to state the obvious, in a physical sense, you are in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, which is to say that you are in a beautiful city, in a beautiful country of vast open spaces and open minds. And that city and that province are located in a country that embraces the rule of law. As you know, what that means is that you're in a place where everyone is subject to and accountable to the same clear, accessible, equally enforced laws, regardless of their status or their wealth or their power. And there's a lot to be said about that. You've probably already heard some of it, even at this very early stage of your academic life. For present purposes, all I want to do is to emphasize how important the rule of law is to ensuring that our society functions in a peaceful, predictable way and that our democracy flourishes, and how privileged we all are to be in this place where the rule of law governs us. And more specifically, how privileged you are to be a student at an institution where you are going to be learning about the rule of law. As I suspect you know, you'll certainly know if you've read your programs, this institution is the oldest law school in Western Canada. It's a national leader in some of the most pressing and dynamic areas of law in the history of our country. And I'm thinking in particular of Indigenous law, of environmental law, and of transnational commercial law. It's also, and in my view, equally importantly, an institution that shows the wisdom and the heart to host a ceremony like this, to welcome you. And it expresses its written commitment to providing you with a positive learning experience. It's a place where, as advertised, your professors will teach you skillfully, respectfully, and ethically. And what they'll teach you about is, of course, the substance of the law, but equally importantly, how to think like a lawyer in a structured, logical way that recognizes differing perspectives and seeks to balance them in the application and the development of law. So, in answer to the question, where are you? I would suggest that you are in a privileged place with an opportunity to learn from knowledgeable people about some of what matters the very most in our lives, to our country, and throughout the world. How did you get here? Well, as it turns out, sadly, I don't know any of you individually. But in any event, as we've heard, you're a diverse group, and you've obviously got different talents, different interests, and different experiences that have combined to bring you to this place at this time. I expect that you followed, and in fact, I've heard that you followed many different paths to get here. Some of you may have come directly from your undergraduate studies. Others, I've heard, have had other careers, a whole range of other careers. Some of you may be the first in your family to attend law school. And others, like I was, may have parents or family members who walked this path before you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my path and that of my family. My dad was a lawyer who became a judge here in Saskatoon. He was orphaned as a child, and he bounced around the streets of Regina for a few years, and then he was eventually adopted by the Dixons when he was 15. After he married my mom, she encouraged him to attend university, and she supported him when he did that. And by the time he graduated from this college in 1963, they had 4 children under the age of 6. And I was the eldest of those children. So my dad's path to this place was challenging, to put it mildly. My path was not. It was privileged and easy and a breeze, a relative breeze. One year, my dad attended a judicial education program where a teaching video in which I played a lawyer was being shown to the participants. And a colleague of mine later told me that as he watched me conduct, or rather after he watched me conduct a very aggressive cross-examination on that video, my dad leaned across the table and he announced to everyone, "She gets that from her mother." He was close. I did get my warrior spirit from one of my parents, but it wasn't my mom. That warrior spirit probably contributed to my interest in becoming a lawyer, but so too did the gentler traits of my mother. Intellectual curiosity, a fascination with the human condition, and a genuine desire to help others who are less fortunate than I have always been. And you will each have your own combination of traits and lessons that you've learned of good fortune and struggle and many other influences that will have propelled you to pursue a law degree. And of course, a lot of hard work and a good dose of native intelligence will undoubtedly have played a role in all of your stories. But my purpose in telling you my own story and that of my dad is to remind you that many other factors will also have contributed, and many other people will have made it possible for you to be here, and in that sense, that they accompany you here, just as my dad accompanies me here. Some of those people, I am certain, are here today celebrating with you, and they share in your pride and your excitement. I hope that you fully appreciate the role that they have played in your accomplishments, and that you're able to find ways to express that appreciation concretely in everything that you say and that you do with this wonderful opportunity as you move forward with your lives. And so that brings me to the follow-up questions. Where are you going, and what will you do there? Well, in the short term, obviously, you are embarking on a very intense, shared 3-year journey of learning with this entire group of fellow travelers. And just as you will learn much from your professors as you discuss and debate the law with them, where the law stands, how it got there, where it should go in the future, you'll also learn much from your classmates. And as with your professors, you will teach them through the participation that you engage in those discussions and debates. And I do want to encourage you to be sure, to the extent that you feel comfortable, as one of the previous speakers said, some of you are going to be shy, and that's understandable, but to the extent that you feel comfortable, I do encourage you to participate in that process. It's enriching, it's nourishing, and it contributes to the experience of everyone. Some of those classmates, and perhaps some of those professors, will certainly become your very close friends in the future. To my mind, that is one of the most magical things about going to law school. I didn't meet a spouse here, but I certainly made some fabulous friends with whom I maintain close contact and always have, and I have no doubt that you will do the same. And what you take away from all of this will equip you, as you've heard, with tools that are invaluable and tools that you can use to contribute to the communities that you choose to join after you leave this place. And when you do that, I encourage you consciously, deliberately to dedicate yourself to serving those communities and their members in whatever way best suits your own combination of talents and interests and your circumstances, in the way that makes the most of this very great gift that you have been given. And as you've heard, there are all kinds of ways to do that, private practice, government service, the academy, business, in-house counsel, or if you happen to suffer from professional ADHD, as I quite obviously did, you may find some combination of those possibilities suits you best. My point is simply that you're at the beginning of a grand adventure, and it's an adventure of service, of public service, and that as you decide how you're going to undertake that adventure, I suggest that you keep in mind the words of Martin Luther King, and that you reflect on how they might guide you in the choices that you make. And these weren't his original words, but he made them famous. And as you probably know, what Dr. King said is that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. This college, this place that you have entered, has a long, strong tradition of turning out graduates who contribute meaningfully to that trajectory. And it is your privilege to be in a position to participate in that process and to make your own contribution to bending the arc. So I will leave you and say welcome and congratulations. Strap on your seatbelt, fly high, and be proud.
Thank you, Justice Dixon. The first years already know this, but for the rest of the room, I tell the students on the first day that the ethos of this school is lawyer as public servant, and that you are here to serve the public. Yes, you can make money. Yes, you can make lots of it, because then you can write the dean a big fat check later on. But more importantly, you are here to serve the public through your skills, and Gail has just reinforced that for us. I also would make mention that this weekend we had the funeral of Beth Bilson, KC, who was the embodiment of lawyer as public servant, 79 years of service to the legal community, to her faith communities, to the United Way, to the country, and her work for the federal government. And if there's anybody that the students should try and emulate, just look up Beth Bilson's obituary and see if you can match half that. You will make a great contribution to society. I would now like to welcome our cloakers to the stage. We are grateful that they include current student leaders and distinguished representatives from the legal community, including several College of Law alumni. Cloakers, please join me on stage. I've been asked several times about the significance of the black gowns that the students will receive today. Our former Dean Sanjeev Anand, who's now a judge, provided some background about the gowns when he spoke here in 2022. He shared that the gowns are black for a couple of reasons. First, they serve to distinguish from the ceremony from the white coat ceremonies held by medicine and dentistry. But secondly, and most importantly, that the black gown is symbolic of the tunic that was worn by individuals as a sign of learning until the middle of the 14th century. It was this tunic, the academic gown that we're now all familiar with, that was adopted and subsequently modified by Oxbridge and then the legal profession in England. It symbolizes to students and their families that these students are progressing into a field of higher learning, and that this represents both a privilege and an opportunity, and it marks the beginning of an important new chapter. And I want to introduce you to the cloakers, so please step forward as I introduce you. Jetta Bilski is a third-year College of Law student and president of the Law Students Association. Jesse Bidens is a College of Law alumna, partner at the law firm of Scott, Phelps and Mason, and the president of the Canadian Bar Association's Saskatchewan branch. Amy Constant is a College of Law student and president of the Indigenous Law Students Association. Christine Glazer, KC, is a College of Law alumna and partner at McKercher LLP in Saskatoon. Matthew Lindsay, KC, is a College of Law alumnus and partner at Rose LLP in Calgary. Stephen Nicholson is a College of Law alumnus and partner at W Law in Saskatoon. Andrew Parsons is a KC, an alumnus and senior counsel at Sussex Strategy Group. The Honourable Judge Bryce Pashevitz is a College of Law alumnus and a judge of the Provincial Court of Saskatchewan. And Sean Watson is a College of Law alumnus, managing partner at Willows LLP in Regina, and current president of the Saskatchewan Trial Lawyers Association.
Jordan Abustan from Calgary, Alberta.
Rachel Argue, Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
Conrad Bablitz, Edmonton, Alberta.
Drayden Bangloy, Calgary, Alberta.
Hanny Bordeaux, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Matt Bodette, Vermilion, Alberta.
Tiara Bedwell, Lloydminster, Alberta.
Nick Belanger, Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Mackenzie Benrod, Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
Jasmine Bovair, Edson, Alberta.
Dalton Brugam, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Kayla Brewster, Wynyard, Saskatchewan.
Macy Brogdon from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Jordan Bruce, Duck Lake, Saskatchewan.
Brody Burr, Rapid City, Manitoba.
Simone Campbell, Calgary, Alberta.
Talia Caplet, Poundmaker, Cree Nation, Saskatchewan.
Cato Carrier, Cumberland House, Cree Nation.
Varun Chandrasekhar, Edmonton, Alberta.
Chad Chirillo, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Eric Clark, Edmonton, Alberta.
Monique Coutu, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Mason Dennington, Edmonton, Alberta.
Abigail Disley, Greenwood, Nova Scotia.
Spencer Dix, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Adi Baruch Figilman, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Spencer Farnell, Edmonton, Alberta.
Anahita Farudi Hafezi, Morgantown, West Virginia.
Mia Flett, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Justin Fuchs, Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
Caitlin Funston, Edmonton, Alberta.
Connor Gabrick, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Brendan Gallant, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Shivam Goyal, Calgary, Alberta.
Chanel Grant, Calgary, Alberta.
Sarah Grieve, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Easton Gwynn, Irma, Alberta.
Isha Hather, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Ethan Haight, Edmonton, Alberta.
Heather Holgrimson, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Taylor Harrington, Loranje, Saskatchewan.
Shayla Herman, Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Matthew Hildebrandt, Martinsville, Saskatchewan. Liam Hominick, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Lauren Hope, Weldon, Saskatchewan.
Jacob Huey, Edmonton, Alberta.
Delaney Huynh, Calgary, Alberta.
Lauren Ibbett, Calgary, Alberta.
Meredith Jevney, Wetaskiwin, Alberta.
Paige Yurka, Calgary, Alberta.
Jillian Kalichek, Bracken, Saskatchewan.
Shania Khan, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Levi Kirkby, Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Tegan Kohana, Kuwait City, Saskatchewan.
Cole Causaway, Edmonton, Alberta.
James Navaskaran, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Will Kushnerik, Chilliwack, BC.
Chanel Lands, Weyburn, Saskatchewan.
Hannah Lawler, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Keith McDonald, Calgary, Alberta.
Kai Mann, Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
Jordan Marianchuk, Humboldt, Saskatchewan.
Griffin Martins, Warman, Saskatchewan.
Holly Martins, Alameda, Saskatchewan.
Ryan Maurer, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Eric McAllister, Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
Bryn McGarry, Lloydminster, Alberta.
Cassidy McKenzie, Selkirk, Manitoba.
Simon McPhee, Calgary, Alberta.
Krishna Mehta, Wainwright, Alberta.
Michaela Mette, Sudbury, Ontario.
Jordan Mahalitz, Beauval, Saskatchewan.
Brady Meller, Prince George, British Columbia.
Lily Monks, Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Aaron Mochenko, Mossbank, Saskatchewan.
Emily Moyer, Martinsville, Saskatchewan.
Kennedy Mayer, Calgary, Alberta.
Bilal Mukian, Calgary, Alberta.
Alishba Muzaffar, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Gina Myers, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Chase Namath, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Ellie Oaks, Swan River, Manitoba.
Brody Olafson, Langenburg, Saskatchewan.
Emma Ulford, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Matthew Olson, Edmonton, Alberta.
Kelsey Oram, Greenland, Saskatchewan.
Garrett Ostrowski, Gravelburg, Saskatchewan.
Dana Owen, Calgary, Alberta.
Michael Picard, Edmonton, Alberta.
Hannah Pinkella, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Jackson Perryman, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Adriana's Pleasure, Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Caitlin Pond, St. Albert, Alberta.
Kaylin Poole, Cold Lake, Alberta.
Christian Bauer, Edmonton, Alberta.
Isaac Kasser, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Abdul Raja, Calgary, Alberta.
Allison Reed, Calgary, Alberta.
Nicole Renchko, Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Lindsay Ritter, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Olivia Rose, Moncton, New Brunswick.
Simon Rowland, Calgary, Alberta.
Kayla Scarf, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Finn Schaefer, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Avery Seaman, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Joel Simpson, Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Danielle Skinner, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Helia Soleimani Fat, Toronto, Ontario.
Honor Sterling, Calgary, Alberta.
Sarah Sudam, Avonlea, Saskatchewan. Corey Thorsted, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Micah Toth, Red Deer, Alberta.
Brenna Twan, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Melissa Vogler, Whistler, British Columbia. Rilla Wagner, Balgony, Saskatchewan.
Ichao Wu, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yashar Yarahmedi, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Madison Zimmer, Regina, Saskatchewan.
Okay, thank you to all our cloakers. So we're honored that you were part of the ceremony today, so please thank all our cloakers. I now want to invite Dr. Ibaronki Odumosu Ayanu, the Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Studies at the College, to recite the Educator Commitment on behalf of the faculty at the College. Dr. Odumosu Ayanu has been with the College since 2008. She's received numerous academic awards and fellowships, as well as the College's Award for Outstanding Teaching.
Thank you, Dean Phillipson. I'd like to invite faculty present to join me in reading the Educator Commitment. It's on page 5 of the program. As professors at the University of Saskatchewan College of Law, we commit to creating a positive learning environment for our students by exemplifying active learning and curiosity, demonstrating broad thinking, following ethical principles, and engaging respectfully with students and peers. We commit to striving for excellence in teaching by maintaining a high level of subject matter knowledge and ensuring that content is current, accurate, relevant to learning outcomes, and representative of the knowledge and skills being taught. We commit to developing respectful and inclusive learning environments that support student learning by creating experiences where students feel respected, valued, and empowered to contribute. And we further commit to creating and upholding the academic expectations and standards expected of the profession and of a professional education in law.
Thank you, Ronki. I would now ask our students to rise, please. And I want you to repeat after me as we recite the student commitment found on page 4. So I'll say the line, and then I'll ask you to repeat. As a law student of the University of Saskatchewan College of Law, I will, to the best of my ability, engage in a respectful way with local, national, and global members of community and society. Contribute to the creation of a respectful and inclusive university community. Actively engage in the learning process and undertake all learning activities with academic and ethical integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm round of applause as I present to you the College of Law class of 2028. Okay, students, you can be seated. The next part of the event is a presentation of some of the college's most significant entrance awards. Several students received an email to inform them that their award would be presented to them on stage today. I now invite those students to join Katie over here at the side of the stage. This way you can avoid one of the past. There's been a very awkward walk from your seat to the stage after your name is announced. While the students make their way to the stage, it's an opportune time to say thank you to our donors. The College of Law is grateful for each and every donor for every gift that we have received, whether large or small. All are meaningful and are appreciated. The university has just wrapped up its Be What the World Needs fundraising campaign. Here at the College of Law, we found it was a great time to strengthen our relationships with our alumni and to make new connections. As we head into the future, we're looking forward to building on the momentum we've established. The college relies on the financial support of alumni and friends to assist us in funding bursaries, scholarships, and many other initiatives that impact the student experience at the college. For some students, law school would not be an option without the financial support that they receive. There are various criteria for the entrance awards we're presenting today, including academic achievement and leadership. We are very proud of each award winner. The Gary and Tammy Bujour Centennial Entrance Award is presented to Hannah Pinkala. The recipient of the Rolco Radio John Gormley Mature Law Student Award is Dalton Brodegam. I'd now like to invite Ms. Erin Eccleston to present the MLT Aikens LLP Scholarship in Law.
Good afternoon. My name is Erin Eccleston, and I'm a proud alumna of the University of Saskatchewan College of Law. I'm here today on behalf of MLT Aikens as a partner to present the MLT Aikens LLP Scholarship in Law. This year goes to Brody Olafson.
The William Elliott Scholarship is presented to Matthew Hildebrandt. I'd like to invite Adam Tue back to stage minus his frosted tips to present the Law Society of Saskatchewan Scholarship. This year's recipient is Justin Fuchs. There are two recipients of the Harris, Loretta, and Raymond Parr Memorial Scholarship. They are Liam Hominuke and Kai Mann. So Liam first. And Kai Mann. I'd now like to invite Bronnie Braithwaite-Lee on stage to present the Christopher Lee and Bonnie Braithwaite-Lee Indigenous Entrance Award. Bonnie, please come to the stage. I'm saying it. Oh, me. This year's recipient is Lauren Hope. I'd now like to invite another former student, Robert Martz, on stage to present the BD and P LLP Entrance Award of Excellence. This year's recipient is Jordan Marianchuk. I'd like to invite Amanda Doucette on stage to present the Stevenson Hood Thornton Bobier LLP Saskatchewan Award. The award this year goes to Brady Olafson. And I'm going to ask Irene Seifeling, Chair of the Law Foundation of Saskatchewan, to join me on stage to present the Law Foundation of Saskatchewan 25th Anniversary Scholarship.
Thank you, Dean Phillipson. Good afternoon, everyone. As the Dean said, I am proud to be the chair of the Law Foundation of Saskatchewan. We have contributed $118 million over 53 years towards our mandate of ensuring access to justice for all people in Saskatchewan and indeed across Canada. I want to congratulate all the first-year students and to remind you that is your role. As the Dean said, this is a helping profession. You are going to help people get access to justice. It's my privilege to award the 25th Anniversary Scholarship from the Law Foundation of Saskatchewan to Jordan Hupka. Jordan, unfortunately, couldn't be here today. He is unwell. We will make sure this gets to him, and he will have his photo taken so his proud parents, if they're here, can applaud, and all those people who supported him. Best of luck for all of you.
Next, we have the Mohinder Chada Award in Law, and this is presented to Emily Moyer. And last but not least, we have the Robert L. Pierce and Eleanor D. Pierce Entrance Scholarship, which is awarded to Avery Seaman. So that concludes our ceremony and our awards presentation. Before we leave to move over to Marcus Hall for the reception to which you're all invited, I'll ask you to please wait in your seats so that our first years can make their way outside, straight to the doors where our photographer will take a picture of the whole group. The photo will take just a couple of minutes, so we appreciate the rest of your patience. Students, after photos are complete, please return your gowns to the College of Law staff who will be collecting them outside. We hope you'll all join us at Marquis Hall for the reception, and our staff will be outside to direct you. I want to thank all the speakers this afternoon, some of whom traveled great distances and through the ridiculous Saskatoon traffic to get here on time. I also want to thank the parents and others who traveled and supported the students. I want to thank my staff, particularly Katie Richard, for organizing the event, and all the sponsors of the awards. This is a very special day. It's a very special day for our students. This makes it more meaningful, but it is the start of hard work and perseverance. I give the solemn oath of the faculty that we will look after you in the 3 years while you're here. We expect hard work of you, but we will take care of you, nurture you, and hopefully turn you into the great public servants that we want you to become. Thank you for attending today's ceremony and helping our students celebrate this important milestone. Good afternoon, everyone.